Okay, so now we're starting to get into drums, and I thought I would start with a picture here. This is a YouTube video that I found explaining the parts of the drum. So let me just maximize this. All right, let's just go through the different parts of the drum here. The big drum is down here on the floor is the bass drum, and that is typically used to play beats 1 and 3 if you have 4 beats in a measure. The drum in the center of the set is called the snare drum, and that's typically used to play beats 2 and 4. To the side of that is the hi-hat, which can be open or closed, and that's used to keep time. So typically you might hear the hi-hat playing on every beat. And way over to the side, the largest cymbal that you see is called the ride cymbal, and that can be used for the same reason. Then we see some other cymbals up here. These are crash cymbals, and they're used to emphasize certain parts of the song, like perhaps to announce the beginning of a refrain. And then the collection of drums that you see right here, those are called the toms, and they are typically used for drum solos and drum fills. Whoops, let's get rid of that. Okay, so anyway, let's open up Reason now, and I'm going to show you how to open up Reason's drum computer, which is called redrum. Come up here to the top and choose Create, and then choose Instrument, and there you can find the redrum drum computer. So let's go ahead and open that up. And you'll see it appear in the rack. So let's press F6 here so that we can see just the rack. Now, you can navigate here in the rack by clicking on this piece that looks like a piece of wood here, and you can see the different hardware devices, and this is the drum computer that we just added. If you want to, you can click this device and drag it over to this side, and it'll appear on this part of the rack, and I think that's good for us. It'll be by itself. So while I'm at it, why don't I just show you that over here in the corner, you see this little blue rectangle here. If you grab that, that allows you to navigate the rack as well. So you can go back and forth and up and down. Okay, so let's take a look here then at redrum. The first thing that you want to do is you want to select a drum kit that you would like to use. So the default drum kit is the disco kit. So I'm going to have to turn my speakers way up here so you can hear. You see 10 tracks up here, which represent the different drums in this set. And how they're named, if you just hover over there, you can see how each drum is named. If it begins with a BD, that means bass drum. If it begins with SD, that means snare drum. We also have TM, which is tom. HH, that's hi-hat. And you can also see that there's a CL there, so closed hi-hat. And then next to that is HHOP, which would be open hi-hat. And then there's some other pieces of percussion too. Here's an egg, which is like a shaker, and here's a bell. Or that might be, I wonder if that's a, let's see. Actually, that might be I think that's a ride cymbal. Turn my volume up here. But I just showed you how you can hear the sounds of these particular drums. There's a little arrow here which lets you hear what each drum sounds like. My volume up again. Okay. So let me first show you how you can choose different kits. If you come down here where it says Disco Kit, right in the center is a button which allows you to open up the folders with the different drum kits in it. Let's click that. Okay, so different kinds of drum kits are here. So for instance, here's some rock kits. Let me click on that and open it up. So we've got 4 different possibilities there. Let me just double click and choose the first one. And you can see now my drum kit has been changed and I have different sounding drums. Let's try that one more time. Alright, so it takes me right back to the folder where I was, so I can come up here and I can bounce back and I can try a different kind of kit. How about electronic? I'll just pick the first one again. You can see there's, here I'll put my mic over by my speaker so you can hear better. So you can see you get vastly different kits. So pick one that you like. I think I'll pick just a standard rock kit. Let's see. I'll just take the first one. Alright, so I did show you how you can sample these sounds. But also, if you want to, you can bring in a different drum. So maybe you really liked one of the drums that you heard in that electronic kit, for instance. You can bring that in by essentially doing the same thing up here. So here we've got a snare drum. Once again, I pick the folder browser there in the center, and every snare drum that Reason has shows up here, and I can pick a new snare drum, or if I don't want a snare drum, I can go navigate the files up here, and maybe I want another tom, let's say, or how about a special effect? Open that up and just pick that, and now I have something other than a snare drum to use there. So I think that's probably good for now. Why don't you investigate the redrum drum computer and browse the different kits and browse the different drums, and when we come back, I'll start to show you how to use this.